Hey guys, some gamer dude here. I liked Pokemon and Digimon pretty evenly back in the day. Something of a rarity, I believe. This naturally led to the card games, and I was pretty heavily invested in Pokemon as a kid, like most of us were. For Digimon, I had the Digi-Battle starter deck and a pack of cards. But I'm mostly stuck to collecting the Upper Deck Digimon trading cards. I've had this Digimon Digi-Battle starter for some 20 years now, but never tried it out. Was this game an overlooked gem? Let's find out. The Digimon Digi-Battle card game is an English adaptation by Upper Deck of the Japanese digital monster card game, also known as Digimon Hyper Colosseum by Bandai. Digi-Battle taking the basic template of Hyper Colosseum but changes stats and some components of gameplay. Digi-Battle lasted only a few sets, being concluded with its 6th booster set. The Digi-Battle card game is much like the later One Piece card game also by Bandai in that it uses a very small deck. Only 30 cards. This deck is made up of Digimon and option cards. Even stranger, the deck is singleton. I'm not sure how they plan to make money with that, but I digress. The goal of the game is to accumulate 1000 points, which makes it the reverse of the norm where you lose points. To do this, you have to defeat your opponent's Digimon again and again, getting rewarded in points. The game starts by choosing a rookie Digimon from your deck, placing it into your duel zone face down, shuffling your deck and placing it online. Then you draw 10 cards. Yes, hand size in this game is 10, leaving 19 cards of your starting 30 cards as your deck. Both players then flip their rookie and compare stats. Each Digimon has a type and 3 attacks. The type is indicated by the box on the top left of the card. Then that type is used to indicate what attack each Digimon must use. Say you have a red type Digimon and your opponent has a green type. Then later in the battle phase, your Digimon must use its green attack while your opponent must use their red attack. We now enter the Digivolve phase. Each Digimon has a box at the top of their card. This is their Digivolve conditions. All will specify what Digimon they may Digivolve from and further conditions. Champions typically need milling, which is referred to as sending cards offline, while Ultimates and Megas need a Digivice option card or another Digimon to DNA Digivolve with. Both players place a card from their hand face down into the Digivolve zone and decide who goes first. That player reveals the Digimon they want to Digivolve to and fulfill its conditions. For Digivolution needing Digivices or DNA Digivolution, the appropriate Digivice or DNA partner is put into the Power Port zone. The other player may now respond by Digivolving themselves or passing. After Digivolution is complete, we now move to the battle phase. Players now take turn playing option cards, starting with the player that went first back in the Digivolve phase. After both players pass, the attacks we went over before are now compared once more, and the highest attack wins. All option cards are sent offline, all but the rookie of the loser are sent offline as well, and the winner is awarded points according to the Digimon they defeated. At the end of your turn, you enter the regroup phase. Both players may discard whatever they don't want and draw till they have 10 cards in their hand. If either player's decks would run out of cards, their Digimon's life ends. They offline their board of everything but their rookie, shuffle their discard pile into their deck and create a new deck, then draw till they have 10 cards. This is also the point where you may change rookies by placing a new rookie on top of the old one face down. Both players may now prepare once again to Digivolve by placing a card face down onto their Digivolve zone, and if either player changed rookies, that rookie is revealed when they Digivolve. The winning player of the battle now starts the Digivolve phase by turning their Digivolve zone face up and fulfilling the conditions. This goes on until a player has 1000 points. There are a few things I find appealing about the Digi-Battle card game. I absolutely adore the original Bandai Digimon art. Always have. It's got a much darker and raw feel to it when compared to both the Toei art for Digimon and the artwork of other similar franchises. I find the art style extremely appealing and feel Digimon has been worsened by moving towards Toei's anime art style. So these cards having this art makes them very appealing to me. I also quite like how the game's flavour accurately represents Digimon. Both the end of the lifespan of the V-Pets and branching Digivolution the franchise is known for, outside of the anime. I think in a better game, Digivolution could have been used to adapt to the game, like a built-in side deck. But alas, the entirety of what little strategy this game has is contained to the option cards. The Digimon don't feel like anything. Even when Digimon get effects, set 3, where the cards change for the worse and rather dramatically, The option cards are still the core of the strategy, and the game doesn't have much in terms of interest going on. But it's the play cycle that gets me. I strongly dislike the winner wins more attitude towards game design, where if you win, you keep your Digimon and can go further, only balanced out by the regroup phase, killing your Digimon, and the fact it's hard to get past Champion. It's a real struggle getting to Ultimate, let alone Mega, because you need to pull a bunch of specific cards in your hand and keep winning from there. This is where the strategy should be, but with Digivolution, your opponent is probably going to change type too, so it's hard to play to what your opponent has. You have to predict what they'll become, and that's not really possible. The Digimon, in addition to not having much of an identity, are too fleeting in their existence. The game ends up as nothing more than a slight setup and comparing values. There isn't much meat here. We were annoyed with this game after the initial novelty wore off. I said earlier that this game is an adaptation of the Japanese Hyper Colosseum. Hyper Colosseum had different attack values, your hand is 6, the cards are limit 3, champions ask you to send cards from your hand, not your deck, to discard, and your life counts down from 100 to 0. You lose life when your Digimon loses a fight, according to what killed it. The fandom likes to argue that this version of the game is superior. I kinda see it. Hyper Colosseum is a lot more consistent in terms of getting specific cards with its limit 3, even with Digi-Battle's 10 card hand. And draw to 6 keeps Digimon around longer, as does Champions offlining from hand. But it's not enough for me. The game is still win more. Digimon still don't have enough individual presence. It's just a game of comparing values with little interesting to offer. The game is ultimately a convoluted rock, paper, scissors ad nauseum. If this game left me with anything, it was a curiosity for the PS1 game, Digimon Digital Card Battle, which uses a variant of this game. That and Digital Monster Card Game Alpha, a remake of this game with advanced rules. I'm interested in both of these games because they introduce an HP mechanic into the game, and I think that having the Digimon have more presence would help the game quite a bit. Give a chance to achieve those higher forms, at least in theory, and make the game more satisfying. Digi-Battle ultimately wasn't satisfying. I think it's natural to compare Digi-Battle to the Pokemon TCG, and I think that the Pokemon TCG was definitely better. The gameplay was smoother, more intuitive, and more rewarding for a start. As I said, there are components of this game I like, and I really do like the franchise. I just didn't take to this game. It's hard for me to say this because I like the franchise, but Digi-Battle is bad. It's bad because it lacks depth, and the gameplay cycle is frustrating. Would Hyper Colosseum be better? Yeah, but would it be good? That's actually a really good question, but Hyper Colosseum doesn't address the issues I have with the game. This is why I'm more interested in the games built upon it rather than the original iteration, because I do think that the idea of replicating Digivolution and Digimon life cycles has promise. I just dislike this execution. So no, Digi-Battle was not an overlooked gem. It was just bad. This has been some Gamer Dude, and thanks for watching.